Hello people, this is me Profar, and I'm going to be a broken record when it comes to this topic. I don't really care, and I'm going to say it regardless. You guys know my stance when it comes to weapon switching or weapon swapping system in Dynasty Warriors games. It has overstayed its welcome, it needs to go, and it should never be back in any Warriors games, period. I made a video almost a year ago called 10 Ways Koei Tecmo Can Improve Their Warriors Games, and in point number 4, I talked about why weapon switching system should be removed altogether. Now, when I say weapon switching system, I meant the ability for characters to swap his or her weapon with another character's weapon. Before I get into why I think that should be removed, I need to make this clear as well. Personally, Dynasty Warriors 8 is one of the best Dynasty Warriors game, if not the best in the series. That game has weapon switching system, and I didn't mind it at all. They were able to compensate with the system by giving everyone their own weapons and movesets. I also do have fun switching characters' weapon from time to time. However, after Dynasty Warriors 8, this system has completely overstayed its welcome. Omega Force kept this system in Dynasty Warriors 9. The only difference is that your character doesn't use two weapons during battle that you can swap instantly. Samurai Warriors 5, for whatever goddamn reason, decided to apply this system as well. A complete downgrade from what we have gotten from the previous 4 games. So why am I so against weapon switching system in Dynasty Warriors games? Simple answer. When everyone can use any weapon in the game, you are taking out characters' individuality. Characters are devoid of any personality or gameplay purpose whatsoever. There is no reason whatsoever to play a certain character. Why play as Lu Bu when you can make 10 other characters into Lu Bu and give them 90% of his movesets? The only differences being the Musou attacks and the EX attacks. Just having few unique attacks are not enough to make a character unique. In any game that has multiple characters to play as, the entire point of playing a different character is to give a different gameplay experience. This is the case in any genre, whether it's action, beat 'em up, fighting, and hack and slash. Character's main attraction has always been the gameplay. The gameplay of the character also reflects his or her personality. Let's take fighting games, for example, Soul Calibur, since it's a weapon-based fighting game. I'll take Maxi as an example. Maxi's weapons of choice is a nunchuck, and his fighting style resembles that of a Jeet Kune Do. Maxi's moveset in Soul Calibur reflects his personality really well as an adventurous and a hot-headed young man who is looking for a good fight. Now, imagine if I give Maxi the weapon and moveset of Voldo. Would that still be fitting for Maxi? Of course not. It doesn't reflect his personality whatsoever. Furthermore, why play as Voldo when you can make Maxi a Voldo 2.0? There's no reason to do that other than the lulz, of course. The same should be applied in Musou games like Dynasty and Samurai Warriors. The gameplay moveset should be the main attraction of the character. If everyone can share any weapons from every character, characters are nothing more than just costumes or skins. Moveset should be tied to a character and not the weapon. Now, I know some of you are going to say this as an argument because this is a common argument I have heard around the community. If anything, this argument is not proving the opposite, but it's even more proof that weapon switching should be abandoned altogether.
I like the weapon switching system in case a character I like doesn't have a moveset I enjoy.
This is exactly why weapon switching should be removed. If you like Zhao Yun, for example, but you don't like his moveset, and you like Lu Bu's moveset, just make Zhao Yun as a Lu Bu clone. So what's the point of playing as Zhao Yun to begin with? What's so special about Lu Bu then, when you can make everyone into Lu Bu Light? Do you see where I'm getting here? Furthermore, how can you like a character but don't like the gameplay? So what part of the character in that specific game that you like? Clearly, it's not his or her gameplay. The primary reason of having a character that you like is because of the gameplay. How can you like a character but not his or her gameplay unless, of course, you played that same character in another installment or in another game, which is why you like him or her? Once again, this is just proving the point where weapon switching is making characters downgraded to nothing more than mere costumes.
If Samurai Warriors 5 didn't have weapon switching, it would have been even more boring, because so many of the characters use the damn katana.
Well, that's on Samurai Warriors 5 for being absolutely lazy to begin with. The game has 37 characters and only 15 movesets. It's even more baffling considering the game has a cut roster. Omega Force should have given everyone their own individual movesets instead of using weapon swapping to compensate with the lack of movesets. Hell, I even think it's worse in Samurai Warriors 5 when it comes to weapon swapping. Not even the Musou attack is completely unique. Your wind-up animation in your Musou attack is dependent on the weapon that you are using.
よっしゃ俺がこの門を守っといてやる竹千代とおっさんは先に逃げたろ閉門壊してくれるまたざ勝手に
For the record, I'm not saying everyone should have completely different weapon. You can have characters with similar looking weapons but have completely different movesets, or at the very least, have them be different enough to make characters their own identity. This is not something new or a new concept that has never been done in a Warriors games. Games like Warriors Orchi 3 did it really well in my opinion. Characters with similar weapons have the same normal attacks, but completely different charge attacks, special attacks, and Musou attacks. Characters are distinguished enough to be their own identity. Another benefit of ditching the weapon switching system, developers can have a better time to be creative with characters' moveset. I will always use this example. Sengoku Basara is hands down the best Musou game in terms of combat. I know it's not from Koei Tecmo and instead it's from Capcom, but the point still stands. This is a video from Tomo Hayabusa showcasing Nobunaga's moveset in Sengoku Basara Sanada Yukimura Den. He also has this moveset in Sengoku Basara for Sumeragi. His moveset alone is 13 minutes long. Each character has around 11 minutes worth of moveset in that game. It actually shows a lot of depth and personality given to each character, something I wish Koei Tecmo and Omega Force would focus more on. I'm not saying Dynasty and Samurai Wars games should go way too crazy and over the top like Sengoku Basara. No, that's not what I said. I'm saying that they need to get creative by giving characters individual movesets that reflect their identity really well. So yeah, that's it for this short video. I'm always going to advocate for Koei Tecmo and Omega Force to focus more on individual moveset and ditch the weapon switching system altogether. It doesn't really serve any purpose outside of the lols. Characters' gameplay should reflect their respective personality, especially in a game where you always have more than 15 characters. So what are your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like what you see here, give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give me a thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Profar Mokoi Hunter X Discord server. I'll see you guys in the next video.